If you're thinking about buying a home, then take a few minutes to watch this video. I'm going to give you some great information and some tools that will help you in the home buying process to make strong decisions and have a great experience. Hey everybody, it's Otis McAllister with Keller Realty Roanoke and the Hogan Home Team, your knowledge broker for buying and selling in the Blue Ridge. And if you are thinking about buying a home, then I'm going to help you by trying to give you some information about how to buy a house without going broke, or how to figure out how much house I can afford. Your house will likely be your biggest purchase. So figuring out how much you can afford is one of the first and major steps in the home buying process. Then the good news is that coming up with a smart home budget is actually pretty straightforward, and it's not too time consuming. So that being said, I'm going to give you 3 methods on how to calculate how much house I can afford. Okay, so now the first method we're going to talk about is called the 28-36 rule. And now the 28-36 rule states that a household should not spend more than 28% of its gross monthly income on total housing expenses. It should spend no more than 36% on total debt service, including household debts and other such debts like car loans or credit cards. Now the main advantage of using this method is that it allows for the second highest amount of buying power while taking into account at least some of the other areas in your financial picture. Now in this case, you're talking about non-housing related debts. And this of course doesn't account for any emergency situations. However, in most situations, you should be able to make payments without much worry. Now the downside is that it allocates the largest amount of your income towards liabilities. And this means that you have less discretionary funds to put towards financial goals like 401ks, vacation funds, or maybe educational funds. So you're going to want to make sure that this works for you and your family. Now the next method we want to talk about is the 30% rule, or the 30% solution. Now the 30% solution states that no more than 30% of your total gross income should be used towards your mortgage. Now its primary advantage is that of the 3 methods, it allows for the most buying power, or potentially the most home that you could afford. A potential disadvantage is that it doesn't really take into account how the rest of your money is allocated. Now technically, it does advise that no more than 20% of your take-home pay goes toward non-housing related debts, unlike the 28-36 method, which does allow for some adjustment. Now the last method is called the 25% method. This approach is also called the Dave Ramsey approach. Now the Dave Ramsey approach takes a very conservative look towards home buying. If you can swing it, Dave Ramsey says that he believes that you should pay cash for a home. Of course, this is a pretty tall order for many people who struggle just to save up enough for the down payment. According to Dave Ramsey, if you do have to take out a mortgage, he says that you should finance your home for no more than 15-year mortgage, rather than take out a 30-year mortgage. He also says that your mortgage payments, including insurance and taxes, should not be more than 25% of your take-home pay. Lastly, Dave Ramsey also believes that you should not pay for a home until you have at least 25% down. Now, of course, I've covered some of the problems with coming up with a 25% down payment. And so you might want to refer to some of my earlier videos in order to find out how to get around that and possibly buy a home with no money down. So now, here's the bottom line. It'd be impossible to say that any one of these approaches really is better than the other. Everyone's situation and ultimate goals are different. So it really kind of depends which approach is best for you. Don't go blindly with any one of these rules of thumb. Truth is, all of them have a potential for success, and equally all of them have a potential for disaster if you choose the wrong one. You need to be honest with yourself and to take all the variables of your particular situation into account. There are also other things that you need to consider when you're purchasing a home, such as how much down payment do you need, or how much down payment can you afford? You need to think about things like moving costs, or furniture, or appliances, or closing costs. and there's a whole lot more. And these schemes can make it very, very tough to make any one of these methods a fast rule over any of the other ones. So now your best option is to get professional advice from someone that you trust. My suggestion to you would be to have a buyer needs analysis done. With a buyer needs analysis, you can figure out exactly what method may work best for you. You can also plan exactly how to get where you are right now to home ownership. And you might possibly be able to circumvent the down payment situation with some of the loan options that are available to you. Since we work with a lot of different lenders, we can help you to figure out which loan is best and which lender might be the best one for you. So now if you'd like to find out more information about how to find out how much home you can afford, or you have questions about buying or selling a home anywhere in Virginia, please reach out to me or one of my associates at the Hogan Home Team, and we'd be happy to help you. My name is Otis McAllister, and I'm with the Hogan Home Team for Keller Williams Realty Roanoke, your knowledge broker for buying and selling in the Blue Ridge. And I'll see you later.